Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Casper Network, aka Casper the Friendly Ghost. So let's just dive in and let's start with the chart. So one thing that I have been focused on was us breaking that almost 4-cent support up there at about like 381. We ended up losing it, and so far we have gotten back down to my accumulation zone. I personally love this area that we are at right now on Casper for accumulation. Now, are we going to go lower? We definitely can. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We definitely can. Volume-wise, though, I think that this will end up getting exhausted in terms of selling. We are not there yet, but I do believe that we will at some point in time. We've been looking at the chart on the 1 week as well. The 1 week looks pretty rough, but it looks like a significant bounce off of that 276 level down there in terms of the cent range. This has been a significant support range. We could still have some wicks below. There could still be a little bit more pain in the market, but I believe that we are nearing the end of the sell-off on some of these altcoins. But it could definitely continue, so definitely, remain cautious at, during this time. I have been looking at also the Casper Bitcoin chart. It's interesting because, I'm utilizing Huobi in the background for USDT, but a few of these all have different ways of categorizing what Casper actually is. Casper Labs, Casper, and then, well, CSPR, and then Casper itself. I'm going to use the Huobi one, but this was a big area for me as well as resistance. I forgot what video I was talking about this, but I said that this is a demand range that needs to be broken in order for us to continue higher on the USDT chart. We hit significant resistance there, and we ended up rejecting off of it. Again, so far, not too bad on where we are at. I would be concerned if we did lose the 165 sat level. So just to kind of put it into perspective real quick on Casper. And by the way, by the time that this video does go live, price action is bound to change. But here you guys have the level that I am watching for. It's the 164 sat level. We need to hold this on the Bitcoin price chart in order for us to kind of remain a little bit bullish. We still are very well bearish, but what I would be looking at if we did lose that range is the demand range down here, which is at like anywhere between like 130 some sats to at like 145. Now, where would the USDT chart really kind of put us? Well, it's a very hard area to really kind of grasp, because this would be about a 14% all the way down to possibly like 20 some percent drop on the Bitcoin price chart. Now, these are usually not one-to-one, meaning that we won't get the same exact drop on Casper in terms of the USDT chart than the Bitcoin price chart. But what I could see happening is possibly a retest of the low down there, and from our current price level, this would be about a 22%, almost a 23%. I would be more so looking at the support range of about like 2.5 cents. If we can get 2.5 cents again, that would be a huge area for me to be buying at, because that's where I really kind of was buying at back in the summertime, and even just recently in September, which I was very transparent on those buys. And yes, I still am holding my Casper. It is locked away on Casper Live staking, earning that almost 10% APY, I believe. So very incredible time to really kind of be looking at some of these assets that are going to earn us over the bear market. A few levels that I've been looking at as well going into the next major bull run. A few people have been asking me, like, where do I see Casper? I'm actually just looking at the $3 range. And I do have a little bit of a story regarding this. It's the 2.272 is where I'm looking at. So $3.06. The craziest thing about this is that from our lows down here, this is over 100x. So, we bought at like roughly it was like almost 2 cents, but I'm gonna put it to around like 2.5 cents, just because that's the area that I was really kind of talking about it at, and we were buying it at. But $3.06 would be about 119x opportunity on Casper. I don't think that this is too unlogical either, by the way. I mean, when we look at the market cap potential at about like $3.06, it's anywhere between like $33 billion or something like that. I know that that is substantial for some people to grasp, but what I'm really looking at is what ADA did. Going off of the topping point of ADA, now granted, ADA does have a lot more price action to go off of in terms of data than Casper. I'm utilizing the all-time high that we are provided on CMC just to give you guys a quick perspective base. Could we go off of the November high? Sure, we can. We could even go off of, you know, maybe this price action back here, the 2.272, just to kind of give you guys a perspective back here, which is also why I've been saying, like, you know, you want to kind of de-risk once we 10x plus. The 2.272 would be about like $1 and like 40 some cents. Just to kind of put that into perspective as well, the 2.272 at that point would be still about a 50x opportunity, which is pretty incredible. But I have been looking at ADA, and ADA did outreach to about like over the 2.272 slightly at about $3 and 20 some cents. The 2.272 was about a $3.16 ADA, and this is on the macro going all the way back to 2017-2018's high, and of course going off of the March of 2020 low. Now, again, to put it into perspective, when we look at some of the price charts in this game, very similar setup to what we'd seen back in 2017 and 2018, all the way into like 2019 as well, I should say. Like 2018, 2019 is the time frame that I'm really kind of looking at, because you know, this was December of 2018 for ADA. I mean, like when we come over here to Casper, price action wise looks very, very similar, where we have this kind of bottoming structure back in the summertime. I think that the bottoming for this was like December. And then it really kind of starts to pump out a little bit, and it has this nice high, and then it starts to drop down. Will we see another bottoming phase like what we seen back in March of 2020? It's questionable, but everybody has been trying to predict their own thing around what is going to happen within this market. We just don't know yet. All we know is that I'm really kind of looking at that 2.5 cent zone yet again. It's a demand area that I personally am looking at. I have been averaging in, though. I have bought, you know, these green lines up here just because I think that this entire area is a strong accumulation area, and it was majorly sold off anyways from these highs up here at about like 5.5 cents. So I'm definitely looking at this one a little bit more closely, and I have been averaging in, and I've been accumulating because I do believe that Casper going into the next major bull run is going to be a very significant winner. Why? Well, because look at the holders tab. Although the price action has dropped, we have been seeing the holders tab increasing massively. We already hit 90,000 holders. We are now at 93,810. This is up about 1.19%. I wish that there was a little bit more data on the holders, you know, how we could see it, like, you know, a daily increase or something like that. It is all good though. To me, like it would be great to have that chart down here. All we really have is like the daily price. We have the capitalization chart, supply growth, and the volume. I don't know if we have, yeah, like we only have like the validation and a few things down here, but nonetheless, when we really kind of look at this, we have been seeing a large growth in the holders. Market cap right now, by the way, sitting at 306 million. Like I said, the overall total supply is about like almost 3 billion. So at that $3 price range, it would be like over $30 billion. I still think that that is pretty, you know, conservative. I mean, like I've always said, $10 could be realized in if we go on a major tear like ADA, because remember at ADA's all-time high here, it had a market cap of like $90 billion plus. And I do think that ADA, I have my thoughts on ADA. I'm not going to talk down on it or anything like that. I just don't like ADA. I don't hold any ADA. I never held any ADA. But anyways, Casper. The reason why I do think that Casper is going to continue to grow, we are going to see a lot more holders, etc., etc. Well, when we go over here, they are going to be at the Next Block Expo in Berlin from November 23rd to the 24th. There's going to be a lot of speakers there. There's going to be a lot of discussions around blockchain, as well as, you know, Casper itself. There's a few other major names that will be tied to this, but I think that this is going to be pretty exciting. I think that when we look at all of the events that Casper has been holding, I don't know if they have it on their website, all of the events that they have been to so far this year. Let me see if they do have that. Maybe it's in news. We've been focused on a few of the events. We've been focused on a lot of that because when we look at the community growth around some of these assets, these events are pretty huge. And so far, I'm not really kind of seeing it. Maybe if I type in event, let me go to overview and just go to event. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. I wish that there was an area to look at all around like the event category within like a lot of the events that they have been holding, similar to what might be Impressive Media, actually, now that I think about it. Or, nope, never mind. But anyways, what we have been focused on is just these events because it does help a lot of the community growth, as you guys are probably all aware by my other videos where I talk about this. I love to see this coming from Casper, and also they have been launching a lot of things. I mean, right now, their NFT creation tool, this is through Casper Network as well, but with Casper Studio. This is minting your own NFTs in seconds. It costs 1 Casper. We will talk about that here in a second. But it is very smooth. You guys can go check it out if you want. It's very easy, very quick, very smooth. It's pretty cheap. I mean, like I said, 1 Casper, it's like almost 3 cents to mint. I know that that is, you know, comparable when you look at like Hedera and stuff like that. But again, I do think that this is still very large for Casper. I think NFTs have been growing a lot of these ecosystems. This also shows how just early we are on Casper. But we do see over here from Pieter. I hope that I'm saying that name right. I know that they say it differently in the videos. I'm very bad at names, as you guys are probably all aware, but we do see I've just minted my first NFT on Casper blockchain using Casper.studio. The minting cost is about 1 Casper, and everything went out smoothly. I think it's a new chapter in our ecosystem. Great job. We are Team Make. Go Casper Network. And here you guys have the entire breakdown process. It's 1 Casper. Very easy to look into around like the entire breakdown, but yeah, this is awesome to see. I think that the entire UI, I think everything, every step around this is very smooth, very easy. Again, I really do think that Casper is going to make a large, you know, amount of, I want to say value from this, because again, like even Hedera, when we look at the noise that Hedera has made through NFTs going back to the summertime to now, they've been a substantial name in the game for NFTs, and they have been growing and growing and growing. I think that this is where the pivotal moment for Casper is as well around NFTs, because it's going to help the community grow. It's going to help a lot of transactional growth and volume and stuff like that. We are definitely going to watch it in terms of Casper stats. I still think that there needs to be a little bit more tolling. There needs to be marketplaces and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm excited for NFTs because there's a lot of NFT innovations happening on Casper's network. For example, easy and secure minting options, decentralized storage, NFTs discoverable in the Casper.live, and again, so much more. There's a lot of things to look into. Again, there's so much more listing opportunity for Casper as well. Being early when we aren't listed on some of the major exchanges out there. I know that some of these are some major exchanges, but when you look at like the other major names like Binance, Coinbase, no longer FTX, but you know, Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, stuff like that, those are going to be some large names to list Casper, and it's going to be very exciting once that does happen, because again, the ecosystem continues to blossom out. I do think that this is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. We've been focused on some of the biggest names in the game for Casper, like IPWheat, and how they are expanding as well to Fortune 500 plus companies. There's still a lot more things to announce. NDAs are in place, I'm sure, so when we look at what Casper is doing, when we look at it comparable to like ADA and other projects in the space that have very similar, you know, tokenomics, and I think the tokenomics compared to ADA to Casper are very kind of side by side. I mean, ADA does have a lot more supply than Casper by like almost 3x, but that also provides an insight on how much Casper can move when the time comes. And I think that that is going to be very exciting if you are a Casper, you know, holder this early and you have the opportunity to also accumulate it this early in the game. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on, because I'm a free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. This is up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this before. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.